times in his rhymes, cause his memories. We running through New York, so you never leave. Strap my lungs, then we puffin' through with that right. But giving them some stories, they come back like manic this, manic that, why you crawling to me? The hell we gonna...
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing a scanner that was sent to me by a company for review, and it's one of the newest scanners out, so they told me. I know it didn't get released until the 30th of December, and that's because they sent me the link. I will link it in the description below, but I'm going to go to the E46 and I'm going to show you how it works on that car, and we'll probably do it on the E60 as well to show you what it brings up on the E60 as well, just to show you that it works on all the different variants. So I'm not going to talk much, let's just go outside and get onto it so I can show you what this scanner can do, and I'm excited to see if this is going to be anything different to other scanners that other companies have sent me. So let's get onto it. So as you'll see here guys, it's all loaded up and it's quite simple to use. All you're going to want to do is just move it down and up to where you want to go. So we're going to go to diagnose, and then what it will do, it will scan all the system as you can see here, which is now processing. So we'll leave that to do this little scan to get it all into the system, and as you see there, it's detected the system. It completes all systems. So as you see, meal status is off, readiness not completed, that's because that means the readiness code, so we'll just push OK. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to read the codes, see if it's got any codes in it, and this is on the E46 guys. So as you see, the vehicle has no fault codes, which we knew anyway. So then we're going to press this button right here, which will go back. We'll go to I am readiness, which as you see here will show you if everything's readied up, which is the evap system, which you don't have on the engine, so that's all for the readiness to see when it's readying up. So we'll go back out of this. So as you see guys, we're now going back to this screen. Now we can do data stream. So if we click on that and we can do view all items, it'll get the supported data on the scanner. So as you see there, it does show all the things that you need to see: your coolant, your fuel trim banks, your engine RPM, the vehicle speed. So it does show quite a lot of good information for the average person to carry around with them. And like I say, I think the scanner's actually really good from what I'm seeing already. It can actually show everything that most people need to see. So for instance, if you've got faults that you can't track down, most people would use the data stream to find out what's the problem. For instance, like the voltage of the O2 sensors, or if your mass flow sensor's out of range, and when the car gets up to temperature and it starts running on the closed loop, you can actually see. So as you can see here, it shows you everything. It shows you your distance traveled while the mill is activated, which is a very good thing to know as well, because then you can work out when it actually come on and what actually caused it. So that's a good thing to know. So let's go down to the O2 sensors, and we do bank 1 sensor 1. Bit slow. We can actually check the rich to lean sensor voltage, so you can see there the value, and it passed, the status is passed. And we can check the lean to rich sensor, and it also passed. Low sensor voltage, pass. So as you can see here, you'll be able to check your sensors with literally ease to see if they're passing the requirements for your car, which I believe is really good for them anyway, and I believe it's a really good scanner to use. You can check the evap system, which this car doesn't have anyway. So as you see, it doesn't have that. But as you can see here, you can read the codes, do data streaming, erase the codes and everything else just on this scanner. Now, from what I'm led to believe, is that we cancel this and come out of here, we can look up the codes. Now, from my understanding, this shows P0 codes, and you guys know what I think about that. Now, don't get this mistaken. This scanner, I'm recommending it, and I really believe it's worth the money. But from just what I've seen so far, because you can also plug this up into a computer via here and transfer all the data from the reading of the car. So if you want to print it off and take it to a garage because you're not a mechanic, but you just want to have a scanner to scan your car, you plug the USB cable into your computer, and you can download all the graphing data and everything, so you can have it handy for yourself. Now, as you see, if we click look up, you can see here we can put in the P0 codes. Now, as I've told you many times, a BMW P0 isn't that inactive, but This is a scanner I truly believe you can carry with you just to reset your engine management light while on a journey or on a trip. It's a good little scanner to carry with you, and I believe, like I said, it's something now I'll carry in the glove box, like I say. And I know, like I said, I knocked the other scanner. If you guys ain't seen that video regarding Carly, that's because it's like a car hazard, that device, and I truly believe not to use it via Bluetooth. We're disconnected via OBD. It's an easy little scanner to use, and no, I'm not promoting it to sell it. I believe this scanner is really good for what it can do, just to be portable and carry with you. So for instance, you can go into here, into the IM again, and you can just enter the system, and you can see what you need to do. So for instance, you can see all that, and as you see, it wasn't readied up before, but you got misfire, fuel consumption, catalytic converter, heater cats, everything on there, ignition spark, and there's nothing in the DTC. So you'll see the MIL light is 0, and ignition spark DTC, which is, it would throw faults if the car's not start running properly, or sparking properly, which is causing all them other codes. There's none in there. So there's no codes on the E46, guys, and that's because, as you guys know, there's no codes on any of my cars. So as you see here, you'll see this print option. Now this print option, if you click that, you'll see that it's not supported. Well, obviously it's not going to be supported because I don't have it plugged into a computer, but you can actually print off the data that you've seen. Now if you go into setup, there are quite a few options. So it's got different languages. It supports English, French, Spanish, Dutch, Portuguese, and Japanese, and I believe the other one is Russian. Yeah, maybe Russian. You lot can correct me on that if I'm wrong. The unit of measure, you can change it to metric or imperial, and that's another thing in the US because you guys use it different to us. You can put it on record mode as well, where you can record anything on here. So if you want to just use it to try and find a fault while driving, you can put it on record. You've also got the info here, which shows you all the hardware version that it's running on, if it needs updating, software version. But like I said, guys, overall, you just it's a good scanner. And like I said, you see, I just pressed the IM button, as you guys would have seen there, and it just loaded that straight up. So if you need to get into it, you can get into it straight away. So if we press back and we go up here, and you go to direct read codes again, it'll get the supported DTC codes, and of course there isn't any. Now be aware, guys, this scanner, please be aware, does not always show fault codes a lot. So for instance, if you've got shadow fault codes, this ain't very good at bringing it up, and this is why I recommend using ISTA, ISTA, for a lot of people who seem to think what's ISTA. It's the BMW dealer program that many of you would have seen on my channel, because that can read the shadow codes where this can't. So if you've got any pending fault codes and you think that this is not throwing any, I do recommend having that as well. This is very good if you need to reset your codes on the go, because of what it can do, and it's just easy to carry. Cheap little scanner, you've got no worries about it being nicked or anything like that, and it's something I think I'm just going to throw in a glove box here to carry with me at all times, especially on this car. But apart from that, it's actually a really, really neat little scanner, and for 50 quid or $59.99, and for $60, I think it's worth it. And you'll see right here, it's a launch Creator 529, which will be the R529. They call it the CR529. And you'll see here, that's the serial number, the input 12 volts, everything else on the back of it. Apart from that, it can do what you need it to do on the move. Now, I will plug this up to my E60 to give you a tour of it on there. Let's see how it runs on the E60 as well. But as you guys see, it actually works really, really well, and you can do a load of stuff, which I believe is just easier than having to bring out ISTA and your cable and your ICOM, load it up. For instance, if you want to check the IM readiness, you want to check the data of the car, you can do all that just from here without the need of having to go and grab your laptop. So as you see, guys, we're now on my E60, and I'm going to be showing you this launch Creator on my E60. So guys, let's show you how it's going to work on E60. So we're going to click diagnose, and as you see here, it's going to scan all the systems and bring it all up. So let's see if it works, how it works on E60 systems. So as you see there, it's already got it. It's already got the systems, and as you see, the MIL status is off, which is the MIL. We'll read the codes, and the vehicle has no fault codes. Now, don't always be fooled if that says it don't have fault codes. Sometimes they can be BMW specific, which means it will only show on a BMW scanner if you've got any kind of old codes. And this is why a lot of people with BMs end up running around like a headless chicken, because they believe these scanners show that they have no fault code stored or nothing, and they can't find their problem. This is why I say to you, carry it as a normal scanner just to reset the codes. If you've got any, if your MIL, if your engine management light comes on, so you can just reset it. Do not use this as a trusted scanner to read your codes, because sometimes it will not show. Now, if we go into obviously the IM readiness, which we'll check right now, you'll see here there isn't no
codes whatsoever, and everything's obviously at the ready. The car starts fine, everything's fine. We've got the data stream, we've got the same things we can do like we did on the E46. It's really no different. I do believe this is a great scanner for many people just to carry around. Do not get this confused with using it to scan your day-to-day codes. If it's a serious code, this thing will bring it up. If it's any other kind of code, say it's a hidden code, it's not a serious problem, this scanner will not bring it up, and you will need ISTA, because this is the only one that can detect if a code is going out of, for instance, balance, or something keeps coming and going. This scanner will only detect it if it's an actual fault that's there immediately, which is stopping the car moving or causing the car any kind of serious harm. If it's anything that keeps coming and going, you will need ISTA to trace the fault down for the shadow codes. So do not be fooled, guys. This scanner is a great scanner, but as I said, it's not something I would use on a day-to-day basis. This is something you only use for carrying review to reset codes on the move instead of carrying your whole laptop.
Okay guys, so as you would have just seen there, I've just shown you the launch Creator CR529. Like I said, it is a great portable scanner to carry with you to reset your codes on the move, but it will not give you accurate fault codes or if anything is wrong. And I know a lot of you come to me saying you've got a problem with your car, you can't find it, you've scanned it, you've either got a P0 code or you've got no codes, and that's purely because these scanners don't bring it up. Now, probably if I went and pull it, my ISTA plugged up to this car, you guys probably would have seen that the E46 probably would have had codes pending from what they had before. Now with ISTA, any codes that are stored do not go away. These scanners will just pick up that it don't have an engine management light on, and that's it. It ain't got an issue as far as it's concerned. But any that are pending or any that keep coming too frequently, like every 3 starts, will be stored for ISTA to read, and the same for IMPA. Don't be fooled that this scanner means that your car is clear. It does not mean your car is clear. I wouldn't trust this 100% to say that your car is not having any issues. Therefore, I would highly recommend that you use ISTA and have that on hand for your fault diagnosis, because these scanners are great to carry around. They're very great, and I will link it in the description below so you guys can go and buy it. But it's not something I recommend using as your daily average scanner to do all the jobs you need for your BMW. For other cars, it's great, but for BM, no, it's not. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you do want to go and purchase it, please click the description down below. I will pin it to the comments as well. Thank you very much for watching, guys. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.